Hello and welcome to No Man's Sky, everybody. ElanPaul here. So, in the past, a lot of folks have seen a lot of different videos in regards to a lot of the expeditions. There's a lot of folks out there who do playthroughs, tips and tricks, usually 5-10 minutes long. They give you some nice tips on how to play the current expedition. I haven't done this very often in the past, but every now and then I come across an expedition that I think requires a little bit of a longer playthrough. Not only that, but we're just going to show it to you from beginning to end without any interruption, because if we do this live, obviously there's a lot of chat that goes on and folks will talk back and forth. They'll ask a lot of questions. We get distracted, things like that. So this doesn't count towards anything in particular other than being a playthrough of the current expedition. Now, the reason I decided to do the Remnant Expedition as a full playthrough, a full video that you can see how long it is because there is a lot of mixed feelings about this particular expedition. And people seem to be very polar about it, at least in my own opinion, with regards to the chats that I've seen on it. It's been a love-hate on this one. I wanted to show a simple sort of way of going through this particular expedition to get it completed. For those of you who just want to just get it over with, so to speak. And for those of you who are interested in playing it and are thinking of doing so, this will be kind of a playthrough to show you some of the tips that I'm finding along the way, things that you should gather along the way, what you can do at the very beginning. There's probably about 8 to 12 things to do right in the first 15 minutes that will make this whole run so much easier. And if you keep in the back of your mind that as you're running through this, you're going to have some problems. You're going to run into issues where you're going to hit a hole that you didn't expect. You're going to hit a bump you didn't expect. Stuff's going to go flying out of the back trunk, if you will. So yeah, you're going to have to stop every now and then, drop the things back in, and try to keep track of everything that you got going on. But in this particular playthrough, I'm going to show you pretty much the easiest way to get it all done. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to do it straight from a new save rather than one of my main saves. And we're going to do Remnant. I'll go ahead and get it started. As is usual, No Man's Sky comes up, and we're going to start on the starter planet. Now, so far, this is only Sundays when I'm recording this on the 15th, so we're only 5 days into this. Whether we're going to be starting at a different location every time, like once a week they'll change our location, I don't know. Right now, it seems everybody is starting in the same location. So I do recommend keeping multiplayer off. It would make things 10 times easier for you to get this done. I really don't think this was intended to be done as a multiplayer. Okay, and the planet does get a little chilly. At the -80, that is about 10 to 12, 13 degrees or so Fahrenheit, as you see there. Colder than at the point where your actually cold protection would kick in, where your hazard protection has to be aware of it. If you're below 65, 65 to 60 to 50, somewhere in that range, or even obviously warmer, the cold protection doesn't usually kick in. So it's very mild in regards to it. All right, so the first thing you want to do, my recommendation, head straight to this thing. Just get this part over with, because it's very important to get your multi-tool or get the first part of this taken care of. So head over to the terminal over there that it's referring to, and if you will, go ahead and make some adjustments to the exosuit if you wish. I always make my adjustments such that everything kind of coincides with one another right here, right? And in the multi-tool, I just kind of move things around. You're not going to really be upgrading this. You can if you wish, and I just make a little room around everything. That's all. All right. You don't have any access to your ship. Don't forget that. Your ship is off limits. You can't even get to it. If you run across it by accident, you can't really do much with it except maybe uninstall some stuff. So you go through the starter. It actually is the first time I've seen an expedition call you by your game name. So it's saying, hello user ElanPaul, welcome to Loster Major. I don't know who named the planet. Waste hauling registration, field equipment available, download the Gravitino coil blueprint. So we do want to download that. And here's where to start. Now you see we need a Gravitino ball. They're plethoras of them all over this planet. Yep, I said the word plethora. You need chromatic metal. We're going to get that pretty easily, but you're going to need more than just the 50. Okay, you're going to need a little bit more than that. So I usually just recommend getting about 200 of the metal that's on this planet, which is emerald in this case. And then the magnetic resonator. You're going to need 3 of those, and to make them you need paraffinium. So we're going to show you how to do all that. Let's get started. Now it's going to keep bugging you to install it, so just when you get over here, select your first one. Okay, we've registered, and as soon as we get back in here, it's wanting us to build it right away. I usually just put it over here. I have nothing, so I'm not going to worry about it. The next thing you want to do is you're going to gather materials. You're going to need ferrite, you're going to need carbon, the usual stuff. I'm heading this way, which doesn't seem to have anything over it, but mainly because there's an emerald deposit 200 units away. So I'm going to head over there first. While you're heading there, since one of your milestones is to get 6 waypoints, hit the waypoint. So step 1, hit the terminal over there. Install the multi-tool gravitino coil. Step 2, hit the save point on your way to the emerald deposit. Step 3, analyze some of the animals. You don't have to do all of them right now. You can get a few of them later, but any that you just happen to see floating around, go ahead and scan them. If I can just get locked on that one. There we go. Okay, so we got 2 already. There's one that's very far away over there and a couple that are very far away over there. Okay, so we already got 2. Not a problem. We'll gather them as we go. Another thing that we're going to have to scan is going to be minerals. So we'll get to that in a few minutes, and I'll show you where to find some. So here's our first one. We've got emerald deposit. Normally I tell you to go on the lowest setting, the smallest setting like this, to gather your emerald. You need 200 from this deposit. It is a pretty big deposit that's here, so if you want to go one step up and gather it quicker, you won't get as much, but you only need 200. So you'll see that the numbers are climbing really quick here, and you probably don't even need 200. You probably need less than that, to be honest with you. But we've already got close to 200 already. Yeah, 30. We should probably need 40. We were already there. 215. See, so we're going to be putting that into the processor here. I don't have any carbon yet, so I'm just going to hold off on that for a moment. Now, another reason you got your upgrade, your gravitino coil, is because you get 200 cobalt right from the beginning, and you're going to need that later. Okay? Hey, look at that. We're right next to a rock. Let's go ahead and scan it. That's our first mineral. Go ahead and switch back over to your mining beam. Go ahead and mine it. Dolphpate. Again, I don't know who named these things, but someone is kind of funny, and they named a lot of things here. So make sure you get all the rocks. That's 2, and there should be a sharp one, but we're not in the right place to find it here, if I'm not mistaken. We got to be on a track, and I'll show you that later. You got some trees over there. Feel free to scan them if you wish. They don't really get anything, and you don't have a milestone for them. So just go ahead and scan them, because a lot of folks say that once you scan them, you get a lot more from them, or at least a substantial amount more in resources from them. Each of these trees gives a good amount. Watch this. See, 57 from just one tree. So you need a few hundred of it, because you're going to need probably, I would say, 250 to 300 carbon. So let's go ahead and grab that. We're up to about 150 already. And with these trees here, you should get more than enough to satisfy the necessities. Plus, later on, you'll be gathering more from your vehicle. So I think that's it. Let me just check. Yeah, we're up there with 378 already. And any more rocks that you see on the way, go ahead and just grab them, because you're going to need a little bit of that fuel to get yourself going. So now that we've got this done, let's go ahead and grab some carbon, load her up, get her going. We should not have to recharge this again. Alright, so I'm up to 91 ferrite. You're going to need at least, if my estimates were right, a little over 500, so closer to 600. Now, I was going to grab the gravitino balls, but I want to show you something over here in the distance. You have a pyrite deposit. Grab the pyrite first before you grab at the gravitino balls. We all know what happens when you grab the gravitino balls. The sentinels come. Well, guess what? We want to make sure we don't get the sentinels just yet, so we're going to wait on those for just a little bit. Let's get these rocks real quick, because I need a bunch of this ferrite. You need to make 5 plates. That's let me see, 250 ferrite to begin with. Plus you need to make about 120 magnetized ferrite, so that's another 240 right there. So you need at least 500 ferrite. I would say at the very start, get yourself about 600 if you can. And these rock formations over here on the way to the pyrite, very handy. They should give you enough to get yourself going. And does it have those little rectangular rocks here? No, it doesn't look like it. No, I didn't think so. This isn't quite the track I'm looking for. These are not the tracks you're looking for. So we're just going to keep going. All right. Whoops. Off kilter there. How are we doing? 300? All right. I want to try to double that if I can. I don't know if there's enough rocks here to get all that. We're depleted, but that's okay. We picked up plenty of carbon. And we're going to get more in a little bit here. One of the things we are going to get is we're going to get some condensed carbon as we go. This planet has a lot of condensed carbon. I know you don't see any here right now, but we're going to go to an area that does. Okay. Good amount of rocks over here. This is really handy. All right, what are we up to? 400. Okay, we got another... Oh, look at that. Magnetized ferrite. We needed 120. Oh, go figure, right? Well, that just shortened our amount down to that much that we need, right? So let's grab our chromatic metal. Let's do this real fast. And there we go. That should be more than enough. All right, we're good. So we're good on that. We don't need any more ferrite. Let's make the 5 metal plates while we're here. There we go. And the next thing we need to do is we're going to put the cobalt in here. We don't have enough cobalt. We have to make ionized cobalt, so we need 240. So we need 40 additional, but I'm going to get that going for now. Let's hit the pyrite while we're here and while we're waiting for that to process. And we'll show you where to get the rest in a minute. All right, and for the pyrite, you need 50. Now, it isn't a big, huge deposit, so you got to be kind of careful with this one. So I would suggest going with the smaller setting, because it really doesn't take long. You see, we're already up to 48, 49, 50. Okay, we got all we need. That's it. And if you want to, you can get these gas pods and you can get some oxygen if you need it, but I have found that you really don't need any, okay? Let me switch back over. Let's get a little more carbon because we had to use some. And we're about to show you one of the other rocks that you have to scan here. Because if you're not looking for it, you'll miss it. And you'll go right by it and wonder to yourself, how in the world did I ever miss that? This, ladies and gentlemen, is not a tree. As you can see, it says it's pure ferrite. So this is an inorganic object. Scan it. And there you go. Might as well scan the big rock too while you're at it. Okay, so there's your rocks so far. So let me show you what we got. We got 4 of them. We have one tiny little rock and one big triangular rock that we're going to be getting next. But we're going to wait on those for just a little while. All right, next, let's go ahead and get our cobalt. And as you can see, we have a little cave over here. And you know what? I just realized I think we got all of our... We got 4 of the minerals. The other 2 we haven't gotten any are in here, so I must have scanned a rock that I didn't intend to. So here we are, guys. This is going to get us our 5 and 6. And we have 8 of them to get, so there you are. So stalactites are at the ceiling. The T is above the M in the alphabet. That's how I remember. So the T is up above. That's the top one. And then scan the bottom one. That's 2 more elements. Okay, we're good. And then take out your old mining laser, and we need 40. So that gives us 19. We're probably going to need 3 of those. 19 again, so I need 2 more cobalt. Let's see if that gave us enough. It did. So we should have 40 now, right? See? I know math. Let's go ahead and take the 100 out. And we're going to make the 20 more, so that gives us 120 cobalt. And we're done. Okay, now if we hadn't gotten the magnetized ferrite from that one crystal, the geode, well, you know, we would have to do it ourselves in here 3 times. But since we already got it, all we need to do now is make our magnetic resonators. So we need 3 of them. There we go. 120 magnetized, 120 ionized. We're done. You can get rid of the... I'd say get rid of the rest, but you do need an additional 60, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and put 120. I'm going to go ahead and put 120 into the unit here. There we go. Get that going. So that way we have that. All right, so what is this used for? Let's go back over here. We're going to put it in our multi-tool. So now we have our chromatic metal and our magnetic resonators. All right, so the last thing we need is we need a gravitino ball to start this off. And you can probably see where this is starting to go if some of you haven't figured it out yet. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get that gravitino ball. And we do need a little bit of condensed carbon. If you go to the other side of the camp over here, you can already see there's some condensed carbon over there. Let's go ahead and hit it. Pick up some of that. There we go. You need enough to make at least one hermetic seal at some point. There we go. And there should be another another grouping of condensed carbon elsewhere. Like there's one over there. They're all over the place, so you'll come across them like every few steps. You got to find another grouping of them. I'm not sure if that one there is a really, really big one, or if we can chop that one down. Let me see. Yes, we can. Okay, good. All right, and that should be enough. Let's see how much we got. Yeah, we got 120 of it. So let's make that hermetic seal so we don't forget. I'm going to make a few of these guys. I think 4 is what we need, if I remember correctly. So that cuts down on our carbon. We do need 2 microprocessors, but I'm going to hold off because at some point or another you can open up some canisters and they'll have microprocessors in them. So just keep your eyes peeled. All right, we are all set to go pick up a gravitino ball, but you know what's going to happen, right? Yeah, we're going to get the sentinels shoot coming at us. But see, here's the thing. We have to kill 8 sentinels, and then we have to bounce one around for 32 seconds. The problem is, as soon as I grab these guys, it puts them into stage 3, and we're going to get a quad with it, a little doggy. So the doggy is the tough one to fight. And you know, the best way to fight one of the dogs is to take out the healers first, because they can heal it faster than you can do damage. And then to take out the dog by itself. Just try to ignore the other sentinels if you can. Now, if this doesn't work for you, I completely understand. You can take out a couple of the sentinels themselves if you wish, and then run away and then fight a few more later on if you wish. It's completely up to you, but you need at least one of these. So I'm going to get it done now. I'm going to show you my technique for doing so. I'm going to switch over to my bolt caster and get it ready. And granted, it's only the bolt caster, but we're in normal mode, so we should be okay. And this thing has a pretty good damage potential on it, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So I'm just going to face that way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we got 9. We now have one of them to put in here, and it's ready to go. And I'm going to take this guy out first, and I'm going to take out the summoner next, because the dog hasn't gotten here yet. There's the dog. Get out of the way of the dog. Okay, let me get down here just a little bit and reassess myself, because that really hurt. Alright, so where is the... I don't know if that's a healer or not, but we took him out. Now we're going to take out the doggy. And he's probably going to start firing. Now the best way to fight a dog, he's inside the rock, is to go sideways. And then take out the healer, because he'll heal the dog faster than you can do anything with it. And again, just go sideways. You should be okay. Oh, sentinel fire damaged me. I'm going to die now. Go figure. Here I am trying to tell you guys this is the best way to do it, and I'm going to get killed by doing it. Watch out for the other plants, too, while you're waiting. Let's get a little bit of ways and let my shield fix itself. Now, you notice he's not healing. That means we've gotten all the healers gone. And it looks like we only have 2 left. That's a good thing, because we want that guy to be left alone. I'm going to get behind a tree, just in case he does shoot at me. Okay, shield is up. And we are at max healing. Okay, good. Now we can go fight this guy. Well, it's not anymore. Okay. So there's the dog right there. He's... And we are going to fight him. But it looks like he might have called in some friends. Oops. Behind the tree. But you got to get out from behind that tree sooner or later. Got him. And that will heal you. Alright, so where's our sentinels? Make sure you take out the summoner. And if you can leave one healer instead, and switch back over to this one, and just start attacking with your Gravitino unit. Oh, we have another one. Alright, I'm going to take out a couple of these guys real quick here. Don't disappear into the wall. Got him. Good. Is that a dog? Yeah, they pulled in another quad. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to pull out my... this thing. And I'm going to take this guy with me. So we had to kill 8 of them, and I think we've got the 8 if you ask me. And you can run with these while you have this activated. So get away from everybody. Bring them back with you. And it will let them go when you get this far. Oh, it didn't let them go. What do you know? There's where I was headed. So we're going to get back over here, and I'm going to do everything I need to do over here. Alright, there we go. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I didn't know they had another summoner. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Just keep doing it over and over again. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. And if you're not sure, check real quick in your expedition log and see how far you got. And it should be, there it is. Reorientation program is what they call it. Funny as heck if you ask me. Now we only got 9 Gravitino balls. We have to go get the rest. So let's go ahead and just take him out. Let's go get the rest of our Gravitino balls. So we got 9. Because as soon as we get the rest, they're just going to start attacking anyway. Oh, there's some right there. So we have 9. Ready? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Look for your next batch. There's a batch over there. 2, I think that is. There's another batch over there. Let's check real quick in here, and we have to get one more. Okay, let's go look for one more. Okay, there's some right there. But that's where they are. So let's just go ahead and grab these. Because I don't want to die any further. Got it. Okay, that's it, 32. Alright, now's a good time to pick up any other items you think you need. Ferrite-wise or anything else. Carbon, that kind of thing. Just remember, every time you grab something, it's going to reset the timer. So I'm going to take the roundabout way. They are just like staying up there, it looks like. Okay. I'm going to grab some more animals. There we go. How many is that? Should tell us in a second. Well, maybe it won't. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Okay, when we're done. It should give us all of our rewards. Now, if done right, which this way wasn't exactly done the correct way, if done correctly, you would have completed this in about 15 minutes. All right, we have 5 or 6 of the animals. All right, so one more animal to go. We have 2 more elements to go, I believe. And that should be all the things you have to do. As far as fighting is concerned, that should be it. You really don't have to do any more fighting after this. Okay, we got our Gravituna coil ready to go. So take 1 piece of trash, throw it in the bin. Right-click to pick it up and hold it. Right-click drops it again. So if you pick it up, right-click, drop, right-click, drop. See? You can also shoot them away. So if you hit the left-click button, and you can keep hitting it, you can just keep shooting it further and further. Alright, so right-click, shoot. There we go. See? Alright, so we're done with that. Now we need to get our rewards. Okay, we got some upgrades out of this. Okay, we get our fiber vest, so we get our geobay, all kinds of upgrades that go with it. Let's get some of the other rewards real fast. We get the mounted flamethrower kit, repair kit. We also get some life support gels and ion batteries. We're going to need those. And finally, we can go ahead and do our multi-tool if we wish, but honestly, we aren't going to really need it much anymore. All right, let's go into our inventory and take a look. So you'll see we got this, the pulse spitter module. You don't really need the chewy wires unless you really want to bring them back with you. It's up to you. But I'm going to go ahead and put some of these rewards in real quick, especially the cold protection. That helps out a lot. There's our pure ferrite. We need to make that into magnetized, so I'm going to get that going again. I don't know why it's flashing at me. Just ignore it. Oh, look at that hydraulic wiring, like we really need it. Okay, and the next thing we need to do is to put down our geobay, the Colossus geobay. So we needed 5 metal plates, 2 ion batteries, which we now have, and 25 paraffinium. So where are we getting the paraffinium from? Let's take a look. We have our magnetized ferrite done, so I'm going to pull that out. So to make paraffinium, what you want to do is you want to use that, remember that 50 pyrite we picked up? Let's go ahead and put that in. See, it makes ferrite dust, but when we combine it with ferrite dust to begin with, and in which case I've got 50 sitting here, we get 25 paraffinium. So that's why you needed a little bit of extra ferrite dust to get it done. And there we go. Ferrite dust. We're done. We really shouldn't have to do any more in the personal refiner, so that should take care of everything that we need. So we're ready. Let's go ahead and build our Colossus geobay. I'll put it right in front of me. And then what you want to do is go immediately to the second screen here, the red screen, to modify it. The cabin can be changed. You get the classic cabin automatically. You can open up the widescreen cabin and the asymmetrical cabin later on as you get achievements in your regular save by doing so. But for now, we're not going to worry about this. I'm going to stick with the classic cabin. The chassis it gives you is the flatbed module. We're going to put that on. You can see how it changes it a little bit. You can get the furnace module. Again, in regular play, you can open that up by getting some achievements with this unit and by disposing of certain items and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that right now. You can change your running gear. You can, again, open all of these up, but you usually start with classic wheels. You get rear treads and front treads, and then later on you can open up the mechanical legs. As of the time of this video, mechanical legs are a little bit bugged out right now. There's certain items that you walk across will stop you dead cold in your tracks, like dihydrogen crystals, which is a really odd thing. A sodium plant, a singular sodium plant, if you hit it just right, will stop you dead. So I don't recommend using the mechanical legs. For the intents and purposes of this video, we are just going to use the classic wheels for now. As you can see, I've opened up off-road, tracked, Rear treads and front treads we automatically get, but I'm working on getting the Caterpillar and the Super Elastic as well. So, but right now we're just going to go with the regular classic wheels. You can change your paint job to anything you want. You can use classic, weathered, which you'll open up through the regular play, camouflage, which you can open up here through a special prize in one of the phases. The rocket unit is talking about the exhaust pipe that sticks up here and what color smoke you want coming out. I let it choose for me. I really don't care. It makes it a little bit of a pain in the neck to see what's going on when this smoke starts enveloping you on occasion. You also have the ability to put decals all over this thing of various different types. Polo, Apollo, Artemis. You can put fawn on here, chevrons, the blob, anything you want. I'm going to hold off on that. And you can obviously change the paint job itself as far as colors. I'll leave it as a classic color for now. Save it because it's part of the milestone, so just give it a name. I'm just going to call this number 1 right now, and then right click to get out. You have now designed a chassis, and for now go ahead and pick up this because you get the items back that you just spent on them. The paraffinium not so much, but the metal plates are very much worth it. Okay, and we're done. This is ready to go. Let's go in here and get our reward. There we go. And now it's time to start putting some of the stuff into our Colossus because it has all the room for it. I'm going to get rid of some of these things. You don't have to hang on to these unless you're keeping your save or you're in a regular save doing this. It's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and just delete some of these things. Some of them I'll keep. I'm going to hang on to these on myself for now. Let's get the Pugnium over there. I'm going to get rid of the quad thing and the hydraulic wiring. I think that should do it. We don't need those. These we're going to be hanging on to because we're going to need them. This got damaged. I just realized that. Well, what do you know? I did not realize that. I must have missed that message. Fortunately, we have the ferret to prepare it, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we're back to normal here. I could have died. That's okay. And let me see, this goes down here. So let me just move some of the stuff up here, the stuff that I'm going to be keeping on my person, and we're going to call it a day. I don't need any of the silver. I'm going to get rid of it. All right, and let's go over to our exocraft. So let's see, we have exocraft radar. We have the mining laser. We'll put the mining laser here. We're going to put this fusion engine over here next to the other 2 supercharged slots. And then what I'm going to do is the booster, I'm going to put over here. We're going to put one of the exhausts over here and the other one over here. So these particular upgrades, fuel usage is increased. Usually one of them can increase speed, but it's not present here. If you want to put the flamethrower in, it's up to you. I never use it. The problem with using a flamethrower, by the way, is that as you're using it, if you face backwards, you could damage the things that are in the truck bed. So keep that in mind. All right, now you hear it keep telling me that it's cold out. And your cold protection's dropping right now. You really don't have to charge it. The amount of time it takes to drop all the way down to nothing, daytime comes by then, and you get your heat back. So you don't really have to worry about it. It really takes forever, so don't be concerned. All right, so we're ready to go. Now you notice it says at the bottom right to load the Colossus flatbed with 3 items. Just pick up any 3 items that are here. Put them into your flatbed. 1. I happen to be a Gek again. I don't know why it keeps doing that to me, but it is what it is. 2 and 3. 3 items. Got them in there. Get in your truck. Drive it over to this red-lined area here, this lit-up area. Now, you can do one of 2 things. Either you can honk your horn twice, or you can get out and interact with the terminal. So you hit the left control button on your keyboard to do the horn twice, and watch what happens. Welcome back, hauler ElanPaul. See how that works? Analyzing waste on valuation scale. Fee payable after auto collect 30 nanites is all we're getting for those 3 items. And you can leave if you want, but you're just going to do the auto collect 1 time. You're never going to do this again, and I don't recommend doing it again. Payment dispensed, and we're done. And there's your next one. See the guys at the red trails? Pirates. They will attack from time to time, so be aware of that. Let's go ahead and get this update. That is our reward. Let's go ahead and put it in our unit here. We'll put it. It's a new radar upgrade, so this is going to help us out a little bit. Now there is one more thing that we can build that we should be able to do now, and I don't see it in here. Let me check. Maybe I missed something. We should be able to. Oh, here it is. Auto mechanics. So this is once we designed the configuration and saved it. It gives us the ability to build an excavation blade. That's where your 5 metal plates come in, and the 3 of the 4 carbon nanotubes I have in there. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to put it right here. And what this will do is as you're driving along, it'll pick up stuff. So as you go along, if you hit rocks, it'll give you some ferrite. If you hit plants, it'll give you carbon. And it all gets put into your inventory. So that's why you don't have to collect anything more from this day forward. From this point forward, I should say. All right, and that should be everything that we need in here. We should be all done, except for this one. Let's go ahead and grab it. Oh, that's the other reason why you want to build it. You get the prepackaged Icarus fuel system unit. Ooh, boy, what does that mean, right? Let's take a look. This is a... There you go. Look at the very highlighted line right on it. Enables automatic engine recharging during the day. If you have this installed from the get-go, you will never have to put fuel in this unit for the entire expedition. I do highly recommend it. Now, next things next, we have to use our radar. So go into our X, we choose the radar, we want to choose a scan for waste heaps, and it should show us one back over here. This is Rendezvous 1. So we are going to head that way. And it's time for us to get on our merry way and get this expedition going. So while you're not carrying anything, feel free to use your boosters, but be aware it does take a long time for it to recharge. But sometimes if you keep it at its lowest at the high end and wait, when you have a little trouble getting up certain hills, you can use a little boost. Just tap the boost once in a while to get you where you need to go. So we're going to head that way. Up this nice gentle slope that you see before you, and we're going to head to the first location. Now, most everything that we're doing here you guys are familiar with. You know, if you've seen some of the plays, keep the angle a little bit different so you're looking closer to the nose, of looking closer at the ground itself, because you are going to run into situations where you're going to run across a pit or a hole in the ground that you didn't see coming. I like to drive along the top ridge. Some folks have noticed that about me lately, and I do that a lot because of the fact that I think it's a safer spot to be going at, and you can see everything. I'm going to pick up a couple things here. One of these I think has a microprocessor in it. Nope, life support gel. That's okay, we needed that anyway. But anyway, if you happen to come across a container like that, go ahead and grab it if you wish. Alright, so as we're riding along here, you can see that our destination is over there, and this is kind of a steep slope, and yeah, we're going to have to return this way, guys. So this is going to be tough. Go ahead and do a scan, and you're going to notice that you're going to see some things. The green barrels are your trash, the recycling you've got to pick up, so you can head towards those things, but this thing doesn't have any brakes. I'm actually pulling back on the control stick, and nothing is happening. So you have to head in the other direction. Get used to the steering on this thing. It really takes a little bit to get used to. All right. We have a microprocessor. Condensed carbon, a little bit extra there. That's good. And another life support gel. All right, good. So I have one now. I need two all total, but I'll worry about them later. So we're heading that direction. I'm going to go start heading that way, and we're on our way. I recommend staying away from the hazardous plants when you have a full load. But you do have an option to run over a lot of these things, so run over them. Run over the plants while you can. And as many objects as you can get your hands on. Another thing you can do too is running over animals. There we go. Because if you have a full load when you run over one of these and you come across it, it could knock you right over. The animals too, you have to run over a few of them to get your reward. Unfortunately, it's one of the alternative or optional things that you can do on here. Even the gravitino balls, when you go over the top, they don't get destroyed, and they tend to sometimes make it very rocky when you're driving along. So keep that in mind. One of the other things you have to do is you have to use your mining laser, your Exocraft mining laser. So by all means, use it to take some things out. You have to gather up 500 resources with it. So what plant did you notice, or mineral did you notice that gives us a lot? And you'll notice that it was the trees, right? The trees gave us a lot of resources, 50 to 60 usually every single time. So once you get to the trees over there, go ahead and use it on that. That would probably be easier. Oh, that was an animal. All right, now's a good time to go looking for the extra minerals and or there, 8 creatures. I got that. There you go. Is look for those extra minerals that you missed. So we're going to take a look around. We're not seeing the riverbed that I've been looking for. We will find it in a little while, but the triangular rock, you see one there in the distance, that's what we're looking for. So as I come across these plants, I'm going to go ahead and shoot them, because I need to get 500 of whatever from some of these. These rocks won't work because they're pure ferrite and you don't have an advanced mining laser. So I'm going to head over this way, and we're going to get some of these trees. So if you think about it, we got to get 500. So if I can get 10 trees, we've already got 4 now, at least. 5, 6, and we've already got another stuff. 7, 8, 9. Just keep going. There you go, 10. All right, we got it. All right, and then we got to run over a lot of them. Okay, so try to aim for the center of the trees, and you should be able to knock them out. And the same thing again with the get that rock real quick. There we go. That's number 5. Okay, and did we get all of our animals yet? I don't know. Let me see. Let me check. See, we got 3 more hazardous plants to run over. Okay, and we still need to get another waypoint. We gotta get those. We have to scan. It says scan a creature from an exocraft, but you don't have to. You can just scan them regularly. They may fix that though. We got 1 more mineral to go. So that's where it comes into. Okay, let's go ahead and I think we scanned you already, right? Is there any more red dots floating around? There's one down there. I think that's our last guy. There we go. So you get that. And that gives, and you also have to go in here and register it. That's a second milestone that you have to get. So if you go in here, you get 2 milestones for that. This one, and see, you got that one as well. There's the roadkill one. And there you go, field guide. So you get all these rewards. Let's get in. Let's go ahead and get our rewards. See what I mean about the ferrite and the carbon? Yeah, we've got plenty now. You'll be fine. Trust me. Okay, we want to go into our rewards. That just gives us a title called Bulldozer. And we're going to get this one. And this one. More technology. And finally this one. And they're going into the inventory of the Colossus because the Colossus has a bigger inventory. See all these bones. So unless you're doing this in your regular save or going to keep this as your regular save, you really don't need these bones. It's up to you if you want to keep them or get rid of them. I'm getting rid of them for now. I am planning on running the expedition through my regular save, but you get an advanced mining laser, so you might as well grab it. It could come in handy for you later on. All right, so that takes care of that, and it's looking for you to build something. That is another radar, and the radar requires 150 chromatic metal, so that's where the extra chromatic metal came from. 2 ion batteries, which you get as rewards, and you get 100 gold, so you're using 50 of it for this. Go ahead and put it in. There we go. And now we'll be able to scan everything that we need to, or use our radar, if you will, in order to find everything we need. We only need 3 more of the plants, so I'm going to go ahead and get them. 1. As soon as we come across some, there's one right in front of me. I'll go ahead and hit that one. And I'm not going to hit the one down the slope there. We got to start heading that way. Oh, okay, I must have ran across another one and I didn't realize it. So there's our other reward. We're going to go ahead and grab that now. Okay, good deal. We get Korvac's word and assorted glitches, so, or cakes, I should say. Up to you if you want to keep them or not. And now it's just a matter of running over everything that you can get in your path. Now, again, the problem is that not everything can be run over very easily. So keep that in mind. And when you have a load of materials in the back of your truck, these guys are bad. And the whippersnappers, see what happens there? You can be killed, but a lot of times they'll knock everything right out of your bed. So, all right. I don't see a track yet. And you see all these hills are pretty hilly, aren't they? They just kind of go right up and down. And you can imagine everything in the back of your bed just going everywhere. All right, so let's head over this way. again, we have one more mineral to find. We will get there eventually. I'm going to go through these trees as best I can. And if you find a good path, by all means, remember it. Go back that way. Got to just hit a whole bunch of different items. And the riverbeds are actually really good about this, so because they have a lot of smaller items that you're running across and you don't even realize you're doing it. So now I'm guessing this is a pirate system because I am seeing a lot of pirates here. You see a lot of solar ships. So, and you see this is kind of a steep slope, ain't it, down here? Look at that. But we're gonna go that slope. So a couple things again to keep aware of. Watch out for the hazardous plants. You don't need to go over them. The gravitino balls, try to not go over them either when you're carrying a load. Any of the plants that are on this planet, like those things right there, the heptaloid weed, the sweet root, don't run over them. Watch out for the sudden pits and holes that will appear. And even the cactus that's on the planet, while you can destroy them, occasionally you'll run into one that will flip you around like you were a little baby. I swear, it's rough. So you got to be careful how you run into that. Alright, so we are here at the first scrap heap. Now this took a lot longer than I normally would take to do it, so that's why this is going to be a longer video. It's mainly because I'm taking my time to explain everything. Alright, we are here. I am going to turn myself around, back in a little bit, because I want to be able to get this loaded up as efficiently as I can. Alright. For now, don't worry. You don't have to worry about the scrap, guys. Don't worry about the regular scrap metal. Get anything that's special and put it in here. Just drop it in for now. As many of these things as you can get in here. So I'm going to grab all the explosives. As you can see, this is not OSHA approved in any way. Couple more explosives. You get a lot of explosives on the first run. 12 or 13 of them, if I remember correctly. Did I just yank one over here? Yeah, there was one right there. Okay. Yoinked it right over. Okay, anything else right over here? No. So if you want to wait a little while, you can get a sentinel over here and you can throw him around a little bit. If his buddy shows up, get rid of him and take the buddy. Alright. Tires, you don't need them, but they could be fun. Say goodbye to the tire. It is now into next week, I think. Get rid of the stuff. These are radioactive. Don't shoot it into the back. Cement mixer. Another tire. Another explosive. Unbelievable. It's amazing how many explosives I got in here. Radioactive. Toxic. Just put it in. Toxic, and put it in. Alright, that should be just about it, but I'm going to show you a little something. So there's a toxic big container like that, right? So all we're usually looking for, we're looking for these big barrels. How did that happen? Let's get in the back. Okay, good. You got all these big barrels, you got the little barrels, and you got the little cylinders, right? That's pretty much what we're all looking for. But if you're not paying attention, you may miss these guys, these little canisters. These are actually toxic, and they do count. Grab them. I think it's a tribute to another game somewhere, and it's just escaping my mind, and I haven't figured out yet what game that might be. The rest of these are just regular metal, but there's usually hidden ones here and there. So grab them, and it's in. And I think that's it. Let me just check. Yeah, that looks like it. I'm a short little geck here, so I'm a little too close to the ground to see it from the bird's eye point of view. Alright, looks like we got everything. So let's take a count real fast of what we got. Okay? So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 explosives. Maybe 10. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see them all jammed in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there's 9. We only have 2 radioactive, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it looks like, toxic. So that's what we're starting out with. You only have to turn in 5 for each phase if you take a look here. So when you take a look, it says to turn in 5 special industrial wastes. But in the phase 6, it's looking for 16 toxic, 16 radioactive, 16 explosive, 48 items. So you have to get a lot of these. So you might as well just pick up as many as you can on the first run. The bottom left corner, you'll notice it says cargo aboard 19. So I have 19 pieces of cargo on my flatbed here. Keep that in mind. That way, if you're running along and you hit a bump, check that real quick and make sure you didn't lose something. Sometimes you may not see it fall out. Now, as we head back, what I'm going to do is, rather than going down there, I'm going to head up this way, and we're going to go up to higher ground. And as we head up there, you're going to scan and look for those green barrels. So any of those green barrels show up, look for them and see if there's anything special involved. And maybe you can pick up a stray 1 or 2 toxic, or possibly another explosive or something like that on the way. Don't confuse it with the green for the plant. So like this one, you can tell by looking at it, it's got a cement mixer, a box, and just a little piece of metal. So just continue on. Try to avoid those plants if you can. See how everything bounces around when you go up these little inclines sometimes? Do another quick scan, look around. Try not to go off the beaten path too far, like that one down there we could probably check out, but it is kind of way out of the way, so I'm not going to worry about it. Up on an angle, you see, there's a hole right there that I could have ran right into. And I think I did one time while you guys were watching on a live stream. So avoid when you can. See what I mean about those guys? I just touched the edge of them and that's what happened. But fortunately I didn't lose anything this time. Alright, let's do another scan. I'm going to head up towards this one because, again, I want to get up to higher ground. You don't have to head straight back. And as you're hitting things along the way, like these trees and stuff like that, they could come in handy. Now, let's see what we got here. Now, the trash heap, it's all 3 pieces of metal. Okay, let's continue on. There's nothing else here. Don't worry about the animals you might run over. There is literally nothing you can do. But I will advise, stay away from these mushroom guys, because unfortunately, they can sometimes get caught in your vehicle and mesh with it. It's kind of an oops, if you will, and it happens. You know, it'll get jammed in there, glitches into your truck, so it will knock everything out. Okay, we're heading back this way. Again, try to stay away from the plants. Just avoid anything that you think could get in the way. We're still at 19, but you see they got that one barrel up there that's kind of precariously hanging on by a thread. But if you happen to get to a spot where you can go back the other way for a moment and make it fall down onto your bed, whoops, like that, see? There we go. Now it's flattened in there for the most part, so it's a little safer. Alright, let's keep going. Again, scan every now and then and just look for those green little barrels. Keep the angle looking closer to the bottom. I want to grab something real quick. You know, I got damaged pretty bad. I'm trying to bring up my health a little bit. I don't anticipate I'm going to have any issues, but, you know, better safe. Okay, you're on level ground. Feel free to use your thing. Now, notice the ground here is very choppy. So as you go up one side, take your foot off the gas and let it fall down the other side, and usually you're safer that way. Now, there's a barrel or 2 that way. We'll hit that one and we'll hit the other one. But we do have to head up to the ridge eventually, so. And watch out for the big trees that aren't trees. That's what I call them. Okay, big hole right there, right? Is there anything down in there? Let's take a look. These are multiple batches right here, and we don't have any, any sentinels attacking us, but you see that it's mostly metal in these places. Yeah, there's nothing special, so we can ignore these 3 batches. Don't accidentally hit the dump. That's annoying. Had that happen, you've seen me do it. Whoa, okay. A little bit of a drop there. Alright, keep going. The thread between these 2 guys. And up and over. Okay, there we go. Ah, let's stop. See that red dot? That is a special barrel right there. So there's our another explosive that we can grab. Let's drop it in the cab. And that's number 20, right? 20 it says. Let's move on. So that was a good find. So as you find stuff, try to pick it up and bring it with you. Just be careful. Now you see that there's like one of the bars in the back. You can see like there's this white bar in the back that shows that's damage. That's damage to one of the containers that's in there. A lot of them are already damaged. If they get all the way to nothing, they will explode. They could take out things next to it. Here's the thing. It probably won't happen, okay? I have yet to have it happen to me by accident, okay? I don't know if there's anything there. I can't tell. It looks like a cement mixer. Yeah, it is a cement mixer. These are kind of buried in here, so I can't tell what they are, but I can see that there's a tire. If there's a tire in the mix, there's not going to be a barrel in there. Alright, so this is kind of unstable ground to try to go over, so feel free to take an alternate route and go a different way if you think it's safer. See? It's really not taking you too far out of your way to do it. Okay, so we're going to continue on in an angle. Alright, we got another barrel up there if we want to check it. But I don't think that one has anything for us. Yeah, I don't see anything there. It's all metal. And another one coming up on our left. So if you're finding the slope you're going up too steep to get up, I lost 2 barrels of something. You see that? Cargo aboard, it says 18. Well, that's interesting. And they probably fell quite a ways down. There it is. Specialist industrial waste. That's what you're looking for. And I do want them back. Wow, they fell out a while ago, didn't they? Good grief. Alright. Should be another one right there. Okay, so we got 2. And this thing works from a great distance. I think it's about 40. Traders just love to stop and say hi. There it is. There's one. We're gonna have to take it back by hand. So remember, you can run with these, but as soon as you stop, even fly, it will drop it. So just pick it up again. There we go. Let's go all the way up here. And drop it back in the back. And yell at it for going somewhere when I didn't tell it it was allowed to. Alright. And let's get the other one, because I don't want to let these go. These are important. Okay, there's the other one. Watch your jetpack so you don't get hurt. My health is at maximum, though. Oh, neat. Good thing I have life support gels. Up. There we go. That means you can pull it towards you. There it is. So the little guys fell out, huh? Both of them. How interesting. They have a pretty good, like I said, a good distance that you can travel. Wow, okay, I held it that time. That's neat. So I said travel. A good distance that the gravitational coil works from. So I think Golden Geck figured out you could go about 40 units, I think it is. 40 units away to pull it in. Alright, we're back at 20, right? Alright, good. Well, that was crazy, so that can happen. And as long as you know it's going to happen, okay? Don't be so upset about it. It will happen. Go with it. And once you're done with this, you won't have to worry about this planet ever again. As annoying as this planet can be, okay? You got another barrel right over there. You can see my place I'm going is right there. So I'll show you how to get over there. I just want to see what this is over here. If it's anything I need. I don't think it is. Stop. Actually, it is something, I think. Nah, it's another cement mixer. Darn you. Fooled me again. Alright, moving on, moving on. So that's where we're headed, that way, okay? There is another one in our path. You notice we're going straight up the hill now, and it doesn't seem to be having too much of an impact on us. Just watch out for these ridges and stuff. They will make a difference. You see, there's a hole there. You'll find yourself going right down in that thing and just wishing that you could start all over again. You might. Who knows? Oh, is that trash? It is trash that I'm running into. Running into the scrap doesn't work really well either, guys. And there is actually something there, I think. The truck should stay put. If it's starting to slide, find yourself a save point. Oh, okay, that's not what it is. Nothing found? Okay, I was wondering about that. Hey, cut it out. Stop it. Tickles. Cut it out. Alright. That was funny. I saw the yellow there, and it just turned out to be one of the other ones. One of the regular stuff that you can pick up, cargo deposit or whatever. Alright, so when you get up to the top here, you know it's steep. Just get up to the top. Don't go too quick. Just allow it to settle. And then go down the other side. And you see it works out. Now, again, you have no brakes, so going straight down is probably not a smart idea. Watch out for the holes. Try to go down on an angle if you can. But if not, hang on. There, and I'm going to go down on the angle. And you can see there's our depot, right? Still have 20 items. Let's keep going. Alright, we're going full speed now. No boost. Don't run into the fake tree. And we're down. And at this point, even if something were to happen, we're okay. There's a piece of metal I threw. And we're done. We're on a flat surface now. So you've gotten stage 1 complete. So I usually pull up here. Do not use the terminal. Don't honk your horn. Get out. Dump the bed. You can go up there if you wish. I find it easier to just dump the materials. Leave it dumped. Here we go. And if you normally if you aim straight at these units over here, you'll get them straight in. Okay? Explosives into the red one. Yellow ones go into the radioactive. Like I said, OSHA approved. So there's the 5 that we needed, but we have to get the rest anyway, so let's just keep going. This is the toxic one. There we go. Nice and purple. Jason approved. There's another one. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get this taken care of real quick. As you can see, we did get a lot more explosive ones than we did anything else. And once you get this down, once you start learning it, it becomes mostly pretty easy, right? Oh crap, that's the wrong one. What in the world was that? Oh, I thought that was the other one. My bad. I'm glad it didn't go in. There we go. That's the little guy. I thought it was one of the red ones I pulled. I thought it was this one I pulled out, but it was the green one. Okay, green over here. Good, good. Explosive. Explosive. See, there's just all kinds of these things in here. Is that 20 yet? And there should be the other green one, right? Yes, it is. There it is. I think that's everything. Looks like it. Okay, good. Drop it back down. Alright, so let's look at our numbers, shall we? So we're going to go to phase 5. So you see we have 5 toxic waste. Normally I've got 6 at this point. I must have missed one on the way, so there'll be 11 more that we got to get of those. We've obviously got a lot of radioactive materials to get, but we haven't been to number 2 yet, and we've already got 12 explosives, so 4 more of those and we're done with those, and we can ignore those from that point forward. All right, so let's go ahead and go. It looks like... Well, what do you know? This is interesting. We're going to do this right in the middle of the stream here. Let's go ahead and get our rewards. It looks like No Man's Sky is updated. All right, let's get our rewards. All right, Phase 1 is now complete. But you'll notice that we got a lot more done than Phase 1, okay? So we still have 4 more things to run into to get this, which I think is very, very funny. And we just got to go to number 2, okay? Now, I think getting in and out of the Colossus does not give us a save point. So what I'm going to do, there we go, is, remember that save point over here? Okay, we're going to do a save point and reload because I just learned that I think No Man's Sky updated. Okay, so we have a restore point. Yep, restore point 15. Okay, good. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit out. You're going to get a black screen here for a moment. That's okay. Everything's fine. Don't you worry. And I'm going to go into my library of No Man's Sky, and I'm going to check. Okay, it looks like it updated already. So let me just try something real quick. I want to make sure that it is updated. I'm actually reloading Steam just to play it safe. And you may have to do this too, okay? So keep that in mind. Back to the library. Nope, it is up to date. Okay, so we're in good shape. All right, let me go ahead and start this. And you're going to see the Hello Game screen here in just a moment. There we go. All right, and we're just going to get right back into it. Fortunately, it loads up pretty quick. We're already 55 minutes in. Isn't that funny? I do have faster runs, though. Officially, you know I've got a 2-hour run. Unofficially, I've got one that's a lot lower than that. And it's also based on a couple things that some other people taught me. Now, what time of day is it? You notice the current time says 3:02 at the top right. So even though my hazard protection is getting low, I want to prove a point. So, all right, so we're back to our Colossus. Let's jump in. And we need to scan for the checkpoint 2. It's already on it. That's good. So there we are. Let's go ahead and scan. It should be in front of us. It's going to be down there, but that's okay. Let me go ahead and scan. There it is, right over there. And we're on our way. Now, I'm going to go ahead and scan with my scanner once it comes up. I may actually have to put a battery in this time, because it is taking, I think it knocked down my hazard protection a little bit when I was doing the save. There we go, 500 obstacles. Alright, I don't know why the barrels aren't showing up. That seems to be a defect in the game, I think, right now, a glitch. So it's not showing any of the scraps that are floating around, but if I get out of my cargo area here, you'll see that there probably is some, like one right there at 264, and there should be a couple in front of me. One right over there at 55 units, one down there at, what, 273, so I should have been able to see those. Just again, don't run into it. Yeah, there's nothing in that one. There, now I can see them. Will we get to daytime before I freeze? Let's find out. I'm very, very curious. Because it looks like it's already getting lighter out. Can't believe that it's actually gotten this low. And those are carrying something, I can see them. I'm about to start getting damage. I'm curious. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There it is. Let's get out. Let's take a look. I'm curious at the time. 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock right now. You should be going up. I'm going to take more damage. I refuse to use a battery. There we go. That's what should have happened. Anyway, you can see this one has explosives in it, so we're going to grab them. We had 12. We need 4 more, so we're going to grab 2, which means that our drive there is going to be a little bit rocky. And we got 2 there. I don't think there's anything over here. Good, we're clear. Alright, good. But you're going to see that we're going to find something along the way. Not just those things. We're going to find a new path to take. So, again, watch your barrels. We got 2 on board. They're going to bounce around like nobody's business here as we go down this hill, but not much can be done for it. And we're going to hit these little green barrel spots and see if we can find anything else along the way. And it's got a tire there, so there won't be anything else. Do another scan. See this spot right here that we're on right now? This is called a dry riverbed. This is your friend. There will be holes and caves on occasion, but this is also where you're going to find the rock you were missing. And there it is. And also, if you didn't get the round one earlier, it's right here as well. So that's a 9th one. So I have found 9 rocks, not 8. So isn't that interesting? All right. We have a couple rewards to get. Let's go ahead and grab them. So lay waste, 500 to 500. Prepackaged nutrient ingester. You can put that in your exosuit and add the ice cream that comes with it, which will help your cold protection. Yeah, I probably should have used it. Shut up. All right. And then we're going to get this one. Prepackaged pulse spitter. We don't need it anymore, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, and that should do it. Let's move on. Down this road we go. Again, kind of keep the angle like right about here so you can watch for any problems. And if you want to continue to do the scans, check the barrels out along the edges. Oh, used a little more too much pulse juice there. Go around the plants. You can check them usually from a distance. If you let go of the accelerator, yeah, it's got a tire, and that one's got other trash, so I'm not going to worry about it. Another scan, just to make sure. Okay, and we're on our way. Now you notice that there are some shadows coming up, so we want to take a close look at those as we come up on them. Yeah, and as you can see, it's a cave on the right, a cave on the left. But it looks like there's a nice open path right down the center, so we're going to take the path down the center. And we'll take this most of the way. Even though it's not pointing straight at it, it does help. Do another scan, check for barrels. If you're not seeing any, jump out for a second and take a quick look, because usually these barrels are all over the place, so the fact that you don't see any, kind of odd. I'm going to select one, even though I'm not going to go there, and see if that helps me discover them. Okay, again, change your angle. I keep making that mistake myself, so you're going to see me do that once in a while. Scan. Yeah, not seeing anything just yet. So even though that spot we're going to is up high, it's easier just to do it this way. Now, you can scan, once you reach one of these heaps and you start working on it, you can scan for the next heap if you think it'll be close by. But you can't scan for one further down the packaging, if you will. That might have something. Hold on. Yeah, sure enough it does. Look at that. Didn't see that one. That yellow barrel. That is a one we definitely need. Let's drop it in the back. Okay, so that is radioactive materials, and we do need that. Okay, another crash heap on the right. I'll take a look at it. Again, watch out for the plants. Now, whether they fixed that or not is another story. Yeah, that's just a square container. That's nothing special. So we've all learned playing this that this is the fastest route. Now you notice that the minerals and stuff aren't popping up again. So that usually means that the trash is not showing either again. So a little bit of a glitch in the game. That's at least as far as I can see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything anymore. Alright, got a big hole coming up, right? Go up and around it. Alright. Our road is running out, so it is time to start heading up on the angle. Now we have to pick our path very carefully. So we're going to head over to this area over here, which is kind of a wide dry riverbed, or maybe a lake bed. I don't know what this would have been. You see the holes down below, the caves. We're going to go right between these two. And we're going to head right up there. And I'm always scanning, because you never know what you might pick up. Notice this is a hole here, but if we can go through here, we're safe. Alright. I see another cave straight in front of us, but it isn't far. If we can highlight it, yeah, we're a minute away. And we've only got the 3 items in the back, so we should be okay. I don't think there's much up here. There might be one trash heap before we get there, but... And they do have the newer music that plays during your in-cab experience. And I will also tell you that once you get up to that spot right there, there is a hole along the edge, so please be careful when you come up over the top of that plateau. Yeah, we should be seeing a lot of trash right now, but we're not seeing anything. So rather than going straight towards it, go up on the angle over here. Come at it from the right. See, nice and clean. But over there, you had that. You had that. All right, so here we are. Guess what we're going to get first? I'm not sure. Did we get it at the last one? Let me check. I don't think I did. Yeah, I only got 2 now. Okay, so I forgot to get it at the first site, but that's okay. That's all right. We're going to hit plenty of these things along the way. It's not just the 5 heaps. We're going to pass through a couple other areas that are going to have stuff. What I'm doing is I'm jockeying for position here to get a better angle. Okay. That doesn't seem right. Let's flatten it down. There we go. All right. Let's get to work. So we have 2 explosives in here, right? And we need 2 more. The smaller ones are better, because obviously they take up less room, so I'm going to drop them in. There's 1. There's 2. I'm going to get rid of one of the big ones. We did have 12, right? Is that how many we had? Yeah, 12, okay. And there's the 3rd one. And I think there's a 4th one just like this. I'm going to look around for it. It might be in one of the other packages here. Oops. That's alright, didn't get it right. Just moving them out of the way. Alright, so let's see. I don't see any more explosive. There might be one in there. Okay, so anyway, let's grab our little guy there. This is our toxic. There it is. There's a 4th one. Alright, good. So I'm going to drop that down here. I'm going to pick up the big one and drop it over here, because I don't really need it. As long as I don't lose the rest, I'm okay. And you can shove these things into a different corner. You can't run into them yourself and move them. You have to use the gravitino coil. But you can get these things sort of lying flat and trapped in there a little bit better. Oops. Actually, that works. I'm going to leave it there. Whoops. Okay, I'm off the edge. Now, oh, there's one more here. I'm going to grab the extra one just in case. The fact that it's tiny kind of comes in handy. That way, if I do drop one and I lose it or something like that, it's not going to be such a big deal. Yeah, there's nothing else there. All right, so we have 2 more toxics. Let's grab them and drop them in. All right. I think that's it. I think that's all we've got here that we need. I do take a close look because every now and then you find one of those little small green containers, but I don't see any here. All right, so we got everything we need from here. There's not a lot, mind you. Keep that in mind. We didn't really grab a whole lot. Get these away from the wheels and away from your truck if you can. They tend to get in the way. So we didn't get a lot, but we did get the 4 explosives, so that's done. And we got a 5th one just in case. We have 4 toxic and what looks to be, what, 3? 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Nuclear, if you will. Radioactive, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of them. Okay. So we don't have many in there. There's 13 in here, and that's it. Okay. So we've got to head back that way. We would be wise to go all the way back down the way we came and head back up. I'm just going to do a quick scan because I do know that there are some good stuff near here. I don't think that's one of them. We're going to go down that way. Keep an eye on the 13. There we go. And we'll head over here. Watch what happens. Oh, we didn't get caught on them this time. Yeah, that's just metal. Okay, that's just metal down there. Okay. Another quick scan. Yeah, I got nothing else. Alright, so as you come across this rise, get your angle going. See, there's a hole right there, and I see a cave down below it. So you got to be careful of your angle here as you come down. Since we're going down a hill, we're good. By the way, we never got our reward. Hold on. Why? Because we got engine upgrades. There. Alright. Forgot about the engine upgrades. Let's put these guys in. What was this? Nutrient ingester, impact igniters. Okay, good. Nothing special. Okay. Alright, so we have top speed, and fuel, and top speed. These 2 top speeds are really, really good, and this one not as much, though the fuel usage is better. I'm going to get rid of these C classes. I'm going to put the 6 over here. I'm trying to decide between the 5 and the 4. I like the fuel usage one, so I'm going to put it in a supercharged slot instead. Alright, good. This will give us more speed. Ah, yeah, you can already see that there's a difference. Alright, good deal. Look at our charge on our engines. Did you notice? And I haven't had to refill it once. Alrighty, so this should be a pretty straight, clean shot all the way up there to get back to our place. So these dry riverbeds are your best option. You still have to watch out for the holes in the ground on occasion, but for the most part, you should be good. Should be safe. See, there's one. Gotta watch it. It kind of blends a little bit, so if you're not careful, you'll drop right in. Watch out for the whippersnappers and the other guys. Graspers, the exploding ones. Alright, good deal. To give you an idea how much faster this is than, you know, to get to this point, I usually have all this done in about between 45 and 50 minutes. So, and you already know that this video is 1 hour and 20 minutes long now. So, the stopping, explaining, and talking about things, it takes a while and it takes a lot out of the time that it should take you to do this. But even if you're really careful like I'm being right now, you should be able to complete this in well under 3 hours, 2.5 maybe. So as long as you dedicate a good 2.5 hours to getting this done, you should get it done in a pretty good amount of time. All right. I know I'm being quiet because there's really not much to talk about at this point. Just get back. Now you can take this the rest of the way this way if you wish, but it is starting to go a little bit of way where you need to be. So if you let go of the gas pedal and look, you can usually see how far away you are. See, an hour, 1 minute, 35 seconds away. That means I'm coming pretty close, and I still have all 13 of the items I left with. So my guess, let's do one more scan. Is there any scrap anywhere near here? Whoop, another hole. Be careful. And I'm going to go up the angle, I think. I can't understand how these things are staying inside the bed. Okay. Oops, I ran over a plant. Gotta be careful of those, it could tip you. The grubs that are on the planet, by the way, they will stop you cold. So be careful of those. Alright, see, red streak right there? So we got pirates attacking up there. We just aren't close enough. Uh-oh. Still at 13, we're good. And that's a hole in the ground, be careful. Alright, I think we're actually already there. I think those green barrels you see are the scrap metal that's laying around the yard over there. Yep, that's what it is. Okay, so we're here. Let me go ahead and park. I would recommend at some point, though, this doesn't count towards anything other than you're cleaning up the yard of the scrap metal that could be here. And you get... one of your milestones is throwing 64 objects. So unless you do this, you're not throwing the 64 objects. So keep that in mind. Alright, let me drop the bed real quick. On our way. Okay. Radioactive. A lot of toxic on this one. Fortunately. Good amount. Whoa, hey, look out. Got it. Explosives. Should get a reward. There we are. Got it. Swish. Nothing but net. Okay, that one took a little bit to get in, but it's in. Explosive. Explosive. Explosive, and we should get the reward now. 16. There it is, 16 explosives. I'm going to get rid of the last one anyway. Okay. Got that. Got that. Okay, looks like we cleaned up. That's it. I can get this to go down. You got to get the right angle. There we go. All right, so that's complete. So let's take a look at our rewards. So this one, we get the Cyclops scope plans. A lot of folks say you don't really need it, but it is one of the milestones, okay? And it does require 2 microprocessors. We wish we would have found a second one, but that's okay because we've got plenty of carbon now. So phase 2 is now complete. We're on to phase 3. We're going to install the scope real quick. Put it anywhere you like. I got to make one more microprocessor, and that was what the extra carbon nanotube was for. There you go, and it's now installed. Wait a moment. There it is. We got that one done, and this gives us powerful scanning system upgrade ×3, repair kit ×3. Though that's for your multi-tool, but honestly, you're never going to use it at this point unless you really think you might. Oh, I forgot this. Let's put that back on. That's grip suspension, and this was the other Exocraft engine module. I must have got it from another thing, and it was in this inventory by accident. Okay, let's put this over in the Colossus. Put that in the Colossus. Let's get rid of the glitches. I don't need to take them. And yeah, why not? Just put it in there. All right, so we're ready to go. All right, our next stage is up. And here's where things are going to differ from what a lot of folks do. You can visit a monolith if you wish, okay? Completely up to you. I'm not going to do that right now. I am going to go to the 3rd waste heap, though, and then we're going to hit the 4th waste heap, and then we're going to hit the 5th waste heap. We'll hit the monolith later. Once we get back here, we're going to scan for the monolith, and then we'll head towards it. Okay, so let's go ahead and head to the 3rd waste heap, and this will show you exactly... Oh, we got another phase that we completed. Ah, the liquid explosives, of course. Okay. All right, got that. That's our reward. No problem. So we're going to scan for that 3rd one. go. The third one is down there. Now, it isn't really on the other side of the ridge, but we're going to head in that direction. Keep in mind, the items we need is going to be 10 more radioactive and 7 toxic. We need 10 radioactive, 7 toxic. So as we head up here, check your trash heaps as you go. I went a little too hard on that. There we go. We're going to head kind of on an angle. Head in that direction. Again, watch out for holes. I'm mostly telling you that, but I'm saying it out loud for myself as well. That looks like just regular metal. And that looks like regular metal. I'll get out and double check, but yeah, it's all metal. And all metal. Okay. Onward and upward. Okay, there's another one right over there. I'm going to go ahead and hit that one real quick, because I seem to recall one of these has some extra toxics in it. This thing's going pretty good, and it really doesn't make a difference if I run into everything, so go ahead and do that. I can't tell. Nope, it's just a piece of metal. Alright, so let's start heading up this way, which is the direction we meant to go in anyway, so disappeared for a moment. That one's underground, we can't get there. Very rocky right in here. And we're stuck. And it can happen. That's okay, just work at it. You'll get up it. Use your booster, sometimes jump a little bit, and you can get the right traction you need. Alright, so there's another trash heap there, and that is down below. Okay, so I'm going to head up to the ridge. There's a couple things up on the ridge that we can investigate. One of them includes finding a nice trash pile that has 3 of the items that, well, it's got 1 of each of the items, I should say. 1 of each of the specialized wastes. But we don't need them. Like that one right there, it does have a specialized item, but that's a explosive barrel, which we do not need. So I'm not going to get it. There's no use in burdening myself with it. Okay, come on now. All the way up to the top. And we're there. And follow the ridge. Just keep an eye open, because there will be dips along the ridge, as I've said before. And sometimes holes and caves. Okay, you've got plants and stuff. This is a pretty good drive. It seems rather precarious, and you'd never want to do this in real life, but that's okay. The good news is, first place we come across right after these trees, it's a little campsite. That gives us another survey point, another waypoint. So that should be number 3. So we got 3 more to go, but we also have 3 salvage sites to go to. So it works out, right? So if you can't stand doing it on the ridge, just go ahead and ride along the side of it, and it should help you out. Nothing there. Got a plaque up here that doesn't really help you out any, but it's good to know that it's there. I'm kind of trying to keep my eye open. See, there's one of the holes I was talking about. You don't want to fall in. Another one on the left. Don't want to fall in that one either. A little more carbon. And you'll notice that the place that we're going to, as this curves to the left, curves to the right, pardon me. Yeah, we didn't need to go up to the ridge, but I knew that. All right, so here's the spot I was talking about. Got an explosive barrel. Oh, maybe this isn't the spot I thought it was. All right, so that's another explosive one, but again, I can't use that. So, that must be the spot. What we are looking for as we're driving along here is another dry riverbed. That'll take us on our path that we need to go. Whee! That's not it. Ah, there's the 3 piles. Okay, found them. Alright. So, we got 1 explosive right here. We have 1 toxic. Where's my car? There it is. Got it. 1 toxic and 1 radioactive. So we're going to grab one of each of those. So we have 2 items in there now. And our road should be coming up. There it is. There's our dry riverbed. You can check the ones on either side, but I'm pretty certain that none of them had what we were looking for. And because this is also going down on an angle towards the spot we want to go at, yeah, it has a tire. It really doesn't make a difference. But it gives us the extra speed. Whoop. There's that hole. Did I lose anything? I did. I sure did. I sure did. I did lose it. Oh, sorry. Crap. Wasn't trying to call them over. You just got in the way, dude. That's hilarious. Sorry. Sorry. I'm on my way. I apologize. Ah, as he's peeling away from the scene. Alright, that's hilarious. You gotta have fun, man. Make believe. It's part of our way of doing things, you know? You gotta have fun while you're doing this. Alright, so stick to the road. There's the chime. Everything else you're going to need, you don't really have to get off the beaten path. You don't have to hit these junk piles that are on the way. You will get everything at each of the sites, but it's nice to be able to pick up a couple extra items just in case, as I always say. Alright. Road is just about gone, but I think... yeah, it continues on for a little ways. You can see it going up the hill there. But at some point, it gets too steep along the edge on the right to really make it worth our while. So what we're going to do is we're going to head off. There's another hole, another cave. Boy, the adventures I've had here. Here's a perfect spot to cut off the beaten path, if you wish. Now, there is another spot right up there, so I think we'll go a little further. Alrighty, hang on just a second here. There we go. I also am trying to get drops for No Man's Sky at this time of day, so I'm making sure that I have someone selected on my other screen. Okay, so there we are. Let's take this nice smooth track, not so, and head up there. All right. This isn't bad, but see, I want to pull back and look at it from this angle, but I keep forgetting that there could be a nice hole or a big dip in the ground there, and I may just look at it from the wrong angle, and that's what causes us to fall into these spots. So... whoa, up we go. And here we are, with both packages on board. Alright, let's see. Park right here. That should be good. Alrighty. Alright, so we're going to be gathering up all the things that we are missing. There we go. We don't need explosives, so we're going to just not touch those at all. Let's grab you. And I'm just going to start plopping things in here. We'll decide what we're keeping and what's going if we need to do that. But I think we need enough of the other two that we need everything that we can find here. Okay. Let's see, we got an explosive in here. That shouldn't be there at all. And it's into next week. You got to do that once in a while because it's just plain fun. Okay. Another one of those. And we'll drop that in. Sorry, I got someone without a muffler going past. Thought I'd mute that for a moment. Okay, good. Now this one I think also has... Maybe it doesn't. I thought it did here, but maybe it's at the next one. A little container for toxic. But I do not see it. I do not see it, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Okay, not here. Alright, so what do we got? Let's check it out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 radioactive and 3 toxic is all we ended up getting here. We only picked up 2, to be honest with you, 2 toxic, but we have 3 all total, so that brings it up to 12. We need 4 more of these, and we had how many of the radioactive? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that brings that total up to 10. So we need 6 more radioactive, so we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled. But we're here now, so let's go ahead and grab 3rd checkpoint. This is going to give us our upgrades. I usually do it while I'm in the cab of the, so I don't have to do this. But we're here. You can put these in if you wish, but there's a reason why I'm not going to install them right now. And the reason is because we're going to be heading on to number 4. Well, what difference does that make, right, Paul? Let's choose number 4, and I'm going to show you. Number 4 is literally less than 1,000 units away, minute and a half. So let's just head over there. A lot of folks will head all the way back to the scrap heap and then come back to number 4, and they don't realize that number 4 is literally right next to number 3. It's a rough road to get there. Watch for the holes in the ground. I've had that happen to me. I'm going to go around them this time. So I have 8 items, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 of those, huh? 5 radioactive ones. Oh, good. Okay, good. So we only have 5 more to get. 5 and 4. Good. Let's move on. Let's do a quick scan, because if I'm not mistaken, one of these that we just passed, I think, might have... No, we haven't passed it yet. Has what we're looking for. Is it that one over there? I don't know. Let me head straight for it, though. I'm going to go around the ridge here. We're going to climb up here. So we have 8. Yes, 8. 5 and 3. Right? 5 and 3? Yes, 5 and 3. So we have 8. Little puff, little puff. Watch the hole. I'm sure there was a better route, and I'm sure you could have figured it out too. But I'll be alright. Alright, there we go. And up we go. And we're up. Okay, good deal. Let's go around the other side, because I think, actually, right here would be great. Alright, we're all set. So, remember, we have 5 radioactive, right? And we need 5 more. So, 1. Put you over there. 2. Put you also over there. 3. Okay, we've shot off 64 different pieces of metal, which means we're probably getting kind of low on the juice here. 24. Let's go ahead and recharge it. And we can use ferrite dust. Okay. I lost track. I think that's number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like there's one underneath at 9. And we needed 10. So one more. Alright, so do we go with square or round? I'm going to go with square. There we go, because it fits better. And I'm going to grab the round one anyway for an extra, just to play it safe. There we go, put it right in the spot I wanted. Alright, so we have all the radioactive. We have 3 toxic, and we need 4 more. So, 1... 2. Any more toxic? I think this place has the little one we're looking for. Thought it did. We only have 2 toxic here. How weird. Thought we had more. Okay, so we're going to have to find 2 toxic from elsewhere along the way. Okay, well, this is going to make it a little bit more difficult. But you know what? Number 5 might have everything we need, so I'm not going to be too concerned. So we have how many toxic back here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barrels. All total, and we needed 2 more. Okay, well, that's all right. What do we got for number 4? Okay. So, number 4 gives us salvage, scrap, recovered items. And we get our checkpoint. The checkpoint gives us what we're looking for. S-class upgrades for our truck here. Get rid of the B-class. All right. Top is 12, so 1219. 1118, 1518. So 15 and 12 can go in, and we'll put the little guy 11 and 18 over here. So this is going to give us a nice boost to speed, 32 and 27. Nice fuel usage out of both of those. That should keep things going. And you notice our fuel is steadily increasing while we're just sitting here. Isn't that great? All right, so where to? Guess where? I'll give you one guess. Checkpoint 5. We're going to check that out right now. Checkpoint 5 is right there. Now, if you're wondering where we drop everything off at, it's over that way. Okay? We're going that way. It's actually right in this general direction. It's literally on the way. So 5166. Let me show you something here. Watch. And if we go that way straight, it's a lot further away. Okay, so we're going to hit 5 on the way, and if we try to scan for monolith right now, we're going to find one all the way out here someplace. That's not going to help us, and there's a reason why we're going to wait on that. So let's go ahead and head out to number 5. Whoop, guess what I just found? Are you kidding? 16? That didn't drop anything? Hold on a second. No. We didn't drop anything. I'll be darned. That is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. 5 and 10. Should have 15, right? Is that what I said? 16. Yeah, because we grabbed an extra. So we have 16 on board. Unbelievable that we didn't lose anything. So, shame on me for not watching. Okay, keep going. So we're going to go down on an angle over here. Watch the ground carefully. Even those containers there can cause trouble for us. That one is inside the rock. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, it's inside the rock. How interesting. Okay, and we're going to continue on the angle. Easy, 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 easy. Don't want to go too fast. We got the S-Class upgrade, so we can go really quick now if we wish. So I'm going to see if I can't readjust my guys to lay down just a little bit better. Okay, we got it. So you heard the noise. That's that place right over there. Did we get the waypoint? We did not. We did not. I meant to get the waypoint and I forgot. Both locations, actually, I think. So we're going to head to this one. And you know what? It's got a riverbed right here that we can utilize. Comes out to a portion of a cave, so we have to be careful of the ridge here. Still at 16, though. Just let gravity take its place. There you go. Okay, and we'll hit right here. That's my mistake. I should have been hitting these waypoints. So that should be number 4, or is that 5? We're going to find out in a second. Let's see. That's number 4. Okay, so we have to hit a couple on the way. All right, we're going to find some other places to go. Oh, you know what we can do? We can do this. So that's where we're headed. Is there any buildings on the way? Nope. I don't see any. There is one right up there, 411. That work? Could work. And that is, if we can go up that hill, I think we can. Let's try. Oh, don't jump. Wasn't trying to jump. That wasn't what I was trying to do. Look at that, huh? Look at that. What a trooper this guy is, huh? Up the incline. And guess what? This is just a little shelter area. No, actually it's a building. Building for finding ships. Oh, that's cool. Oh, nope. Minor settlement. Yeah, I've stopped there before. I remember that now. That's 5. Now, if we're smart enough, folks, we'll remember to hit the other one when we get there at number 5. Okay, let's head on out. I don't think this is going in our direction, so let me get up to the top of this here. It looks like it curves to the left a little bit. Let's just go around. Big outcropping here, and we'll take a look. See how it goes all the way up the hillside there? Yeah, that's not going to help us. Let's see how this looks. Oh, this doesn't look terrible. He says as he falls into a hole. No, just kidding, just kidding. So we're still at 16. Easy, buddy. Sorry, bud. Wow, this is actually relatively smooth, considering. That looks like a little bit of a hole right there. Not much of one, but still enough to cause havoc. There's a decent-sized hole that'll cause havoc, definitely. All right. The ridge, still got 16. We sure do. All right. Nice. I think I gotta remember that. Ah. You gotta have a little fun with it and laugh. Because if you're not laughing, then you're not having fun. You gotta know that you have to laugh when you play these games, okay, guys? That's the whole purpose. You're trying to enjoy time spent. And you know, honestly, this may be a particular expedition that not too many people are going to find up their alley. But if you just want to do it to get it done, this is how I recommend doing it. Whew, that was close. Holes. Holes in the ground. Up and over. And down we go. Alright. Oh, what did we hit? I hit something and I wasn't paying attention. Just a rough area of the ground. Okay, we go over here. Alright, so will this take us where we need to go? It's sure. Whoa, 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 whoa. Keep going, keep going. Whew, almost went right into there. That would have been devastating. That would have been the end of it right there. Alright, guys, wrapping up this video. See, this curves, you see how it curves up to the right? So I'm going to take this for a little ways and watch out for the holes. That is hilarious. I wanted to stop to get that barrel to stop standing on top of the other ones like it was. So, alrighty. So even though it's right over there, this path tends to go in our direction, so I'm going to continue to take it. Just waiting for the, there we go, booster to recharge. So I did add upgrades to my booster in one of my regular saves, and actually it did help significantly as far as recharge rate and how fast or how long it takes to boost. So I get a longer boost out of it, and I don't have to worry about it as much. Alright, we're going to go a little bit further over. You know what? No, I'm going to go straight. Still have 16 items. It's a good thing. Alright, it's going to start getting cold now. Notice the last time it got to nightfall, it wasn't really much of a problem for me. Still at 16. Pretty smooth drive, this one. Not terrible. Not great. Don't get me wrong. This is not smooth as silk, but... Oh, one of those big weird hills. Couldn't see it on the other side of the rock. Still at 16. Avoided a whippersnapper. How far we got to go? Less than a minute. Okay, so it's right over there. Let's see. Let's go through the rocks. Down the slope. Okay, good deal. So we need 2 more toxic. Remember that. There's the chime to indicate that we're actually close to something, and I think we're close to this. That's what we're close to. I'm going to go up this side of it. Still at 16. No hole. Good. I was wondering about that. I thought it was a hole there. Up, 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 up. There we go. Got it. And we're at 5. And there's 2 toxic barrels waiting for me right there. So do we go with the barrels or do we go with the big chest? Be great if there was one of those little guys here. I'm looking. Because I thought one of these places had a couple of the little guys, but I must have gotten them all. Alright, well, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and grab the 2 barrels, I think. They take up the least amount of room. 1. And I'm going to use my jetpack to take a look and see what kind of room we've got. We don't have much. Let's see. Get onto the front nose here. See if we can readjust that one just a little bit. Alright, that should do. It's going to have some problems. Maybe everything will settle down a little bit. If I could stand the mountain up and reorientate them, that might work, but I can't do that. Alright, but we got the 2 we need. So we are set. We have everything we need, guys. 18 units on board. We got to head back, which is right there. Okay, let's head out of here. So let's take a look for the monolith real quick, just so you know. So the monolith is right over there, 9 minutes and 20 seconds away. But I don't think that's the right one. I think that's one is lower than where we need to be going. So I'm going to ignore that one, and I'm going to go back to our processing plant right there. Okay, so back over the ridge. Down we go. 18 items. We just got to keep all 18 items in here until we get back. Still at 18. Down we go, down the slope. Now, at one point, we do hit a riverbed again, so I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for it. And we're just doing light taps on the gas pedal, if you will, just to make sure that we're going where we need to. Trying to keep the right angle. You can hear me getting quiet. That's usually just me focusing and concentrating on stuff. I think that's the riverbed up ahead. Yeah, those are trash. I should have been scanning for them. Little scrap piles. If you run into those, you have a problem. I didn't think we ran into anything there, but okay. I'm trying to see if there is anything that we can take here. I think going down low is going to be important to us, so let's go ahead and go down here. Watch the ground for sudden holes, because procedurally generated means that these things pop up as we go too. You can see the terrain is filling in as I'm driving up on it. Okay, I've got a little bit of a ridge here. Down. Watch the hole in the ground. 2 holes. The second one I didn't see until the last second, so... Look at everything jumbled up in there. Good grief. But it's all still there. That's what counts, right, guys? Problem is, there is one other glitch that I'm having. I don't know if anyone else is having this, but I cannot focus on the scrap yard and find out how far away it is. I just have to keep going until I get there. Oops, that was a plant I hit. Fortunately, everything stayed in place. Hole. Still 18. Another hole. Let's go this way. Gravitino balls aren't terrible, but it's usually better to avoid them if you can. Still 18. Try to take the smoothest way down off that. There we go. Okay, it's over there. I'm going to start wanting to make a right soon. Trying to avoid Mr. Mushroom Man. Alright, not bad so far. So the reason I do it this way, in case I didn't quite make it clear, is going back and forth to all 3 of those locations takes a lot longer and is a very inefficient way to get this done. So if you can hit all 3 of the last sites together, you notice that 1 was on the other side of a hill, completely different from the rest. 2 was kind of in the general direction of these others, but it would have been too much stuff to carry all at once. Plus you needed certain things in order to complete 1 and 2, to get to 3 and 4 and everything like that in order to get them. So you might as well complete 1 and 2, as I said. Still at 18, okay. And another thing you're going to find, you also have a certain amount of distance that you're supposed to travel in your Colossus. 50,000 units. By the time we get done with this and we get back up there, we should be around 42, 43, somewhere in that general area. With the little bit of extra meandering I did, I figure we'll be closer to 43, 44. And the monolith we're going to head to, it should be less than 5,000 units away. So that would put us at about 48, 49, and which means we don't have to do a whole lot of driving to complete the tasks that were set before us. Whoops, did I hit a hole? I did kind of hit a hole. These are ridges. Wow, nasty ground right there. As opposed to the other side, I think the other side has an actual ridge, straight edge ridge that goes straight up, and your vehicle cannot climb over it. You have to find an angle, you have to go up over it on an angle, and you will dump stuff. There is no choice in the matter. So I decided to go this way. So this doesn't seem to be too bad. I just got to keep an eye open for any holes in the ground. And we're going lengthways with the ridges that we have found. Did we get our last waypoint? I don't think we did we? I still forgot. Okay, hold on. So we have one more waypoint to get. It looks like we have a building right in front of us. Let's go ahead and hit the building. There's a lot of buildings around here, so it's not terrible if you miss them, because you can get them at the waste heap sites. You can get 5 right there, and then the one on top of that ridge on the way is the 6th, and you have it all done. I usually have all 5 well before I get to this point, so there it is. Whatever it is, looks like a drop pod. What do you know? Let's see how steep it is to get in there. Not too terrible, not too terrible. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's hit the waypoint real fast and get this done, because the monolith won't have it. There we go, 6 waypoints completed. Whew, that worked out, didn't it now? And we're just a little over 2 hours right now, so we're not doing too bad. We should probably finish this. If I could get an accurate idea of how far away that is. It still won't tell me, even though it has it highlighted. Wait a minute. Right there. It says 833 on foot. And let me see if I can aim to the same spot. Bottom right corner? No? No, it won't tell me. It's probably about half that. So it's probably 4 minutes, maybe 3 minutes away. Still have 18 items. You notice that I keep checking on a regular basis. There's a hole to my right. Any darkness in the ground, you can see me kind of weaving around like that with my camera, just to make sure that those aren't what I think they are, that they aren't the holes that I imagine them to be. There's a hole. Oh, 17, lost something. Where'd it go? That can't be it. Where'd it go? Stop that. It kept disappearing every time I aimed for it. Put you on the other side. I only think I lost the one item. Let me double check. Hold on. Yeah, that was it. That was it. We're good. Okay, hit a little bit of a hole. It's mostly because of the angle that we're on, too. Everything slipped to the right. So. Now, the odd part is, and I'm looking at the guys with the red tails, are pirates. And I was just about to say I haven't been attacked yet. So isn't that interesting? But as soon as they start attacking, what usually happens, and I gotta be careful here, didn't have much of a choice but to go over the top of them because of the hole. There we go. Is normally I say something and then they start attacking, so. Isn't that interesting? I had a very bad feeling about this. Am I going to the right place? No, I'm not. I saw the communications ball and I realized I'm not going the right way. Okay, there we go. This way. Careful. Up and over the hill. Whoa! Alright, everything stayed in there. Hope everybody had fun. Should all have seatbelts on. Okay, and it looks like it's right up there. This is where we are. So we are almost there. Fantastic. Which means the rest of this is going to be a little bit of fun. Everything stayed in. That's what's important, guys. Everything stayed in the back. Just take your foot off the gas and hope for the best. And we are here. We made it. All 18 pieces. Isn't that amazing? Alright. So let's come to a stop. Get out of the truck. Dump the bed. And let's go ahead and have some fun counting. And everything's at about half the life, but that's okay. Alright. See if we got the right... Yep, that's one. Don't get it into the wrong bin either. It will not count anymore and you'll have to get another one. So that's 3. 4. 5. We need one more. 5 industrial waste. I think that's it. Or was it one more? One more. There's the toxic. Okay, toxic done. Seven, 8, 9, 10, and we had one extra. There we go. And that's everything. Okay, so we got all of those. Let's jump in the truck for a minute. So now, 1 complete, 2 complete, including that, right? 3 is almost complete except for that. But let's go ahead and get our upgrades. All of our milestones real quick here. Okay, got it. Open 4. We got that done. Package trade rocket. Base 4 done. Mechanical legs customization for your vehicle. Okay, so toxicity. Radiation. Nanites and stuff for checkpoint 5. That's why I didn't get it when I was there, it's because we didn't really need it. And your Quicksilver for road trip 5. Okay, so we only have 2 milestones left. We have this, and I said between 43 and 44, right? That's what I was saying. So we got about 4,500 units to go to get to the other place. So that's going to put us at about 4,800. So we'll have about 2,000 units to go. All right, and that is here, monolith. So if we scan for the monolith, we can do it again now. Monolith should be... Looking for it. There it is, right over there at that hilltop. Kind of in the right direction that we're going, but if you'll notice, it says at the top 5,400 units, so it's a little further away than I thought. So 5,400 units puts us at 4,900 units. So we only have 1,000 units to go after that. And it's going to be a little bit of a meandering way, so it should get us almost the whole thing. And because we have an open load, so how fast can we go with this? Let's look at the bottom left. With full boost, okay, with full speed on a flat surface, we're doing 86, right? 85 to 86. Okay. Let's take a moment. Get out of here. We're going to take a look at something here. Let's go ahead and try this out, right? And we're going to change the chassis, or running gear, pardon me, to the mechanical legs that we just got, okay? Mechanical legs. Now, they haven't quite fixed it yet, so we are going to run into problems with it. But let's see how fast it goes. Remember? 85 to 86. Wow, okay, did they slow this down? Because it used to go a lot faster. We can get 83, 84 out of this on a flat run. That's interesting. I thought it was quicker. I think they adjusted it. Let's try another thing. Let's try, and I only got a few of them, so let's go ahead and try some of them. Let's go with the off-road wheels, which you can't get until you get to another, until you get out of the regular, into a regular save and do it. So 85. Flat surface, straight. We can do about 85. Where'd the... oh, there it is. Over that way. And we're getting extra running here. Let's try the other ones. So some of the ones I haven't used yet are the tracked treads. Both treads being the tracked. I would expect this to be slower, but let's see what happens. Can't quite get to 84 on a flat run. Almost 85, so it looks like it'll be about the same for each of them. And what do we got? Rear treads, front treads you can get, mechanical legs. I'm trying to look forward to getting Caterpillar and the Super Elastic. I really want to see what those are like, but for our intents and purposes, we'll stick with this. Let's get moving. So we've got a couple extra units that we just got as far as the running is concerned. I don't know why we're going to go to that building. We're heading to that right there. So 8 minutes. Let's go, guys. And because we have an empty load, we don't need to pick up anything. Knock yourself out. Have fun. And just go straight. Don't worry about the tracks. Just if you want to go into a what do you call it, dry riverbed or something like that, completely up to you. Looks like we do have a dry riverbed right here. I think we'll take it. So on a downhill slope, we're hitting 96, 97, not bad. Avoid the holes anyway. I don't know, I'm beginning to think that these are the faster ones. But I'm curious as to what the elastic wheels will do for me. I think Jason tried them on his stream, but I missed the end of his stream. But that's okay. Up and around. Good job. And you see, this is going almost straight forward right now. 5 minutes away. So we will complete this whole run in about just over 5 minutes now. Whee! Ain't no Dukes of Hazzard, but that was still fun. You got to admit that these kind of things can be fun if you have nothing else to worry about and you're not carrying anything in the back. It's pretty cool. I don't know how far up I have to go here. Whoops, I left my booster on a little too long. There we go. And if you want to check, you can always go in here and just select that. We're already at 49,000. Because we went around in circles a little bit back at the other place, so we literally are just about to hit that last item. And this says we are 2.5 minutes away, so we've already cut out half the time. And if you get into a hole, you can always pull it out by calling the unit to you, calling the vehicle to you. Just keep in mind, if you get anything in the bed, in the back flatbed, when you recall the unit to yourself, it vanishes. They will cease to exist. Don't suggest doing it unless it's an emergency. Or you have an empty bed. Okay, we're about to hit it. That is the second to last milestone. And it might do the end game sequence. decided to use the ridge here because I can. And I ran out of juice. There we go. Nope, no end-game sequence yet. Good. It's working properly. And we don't have far to go. We're almost there. We literally have less than a minute, right? Yes, okay. Yeah. Doesn't work the same as the Pilgrim. And we're here. Okay, go in here. Let's choose Monolith. Choose your Phase 3 reward, the asymmetrical cabin. Choose your Phase 5 mileage reward, Supreme Movement System upgrades. Your Phase 5 reward, which is the titles and the banner. And then finally, your final phase reward, your heirloom customization set. It should give you a message. Base computer. And you now have a regular save. And remember the ship that you couldn't get? Now you can get your ship in here. It's an ugly little hauler, but it's up to you if you want to keep it or not. I don't know. Frankly, not interested. Especially when I look at it, it's a C-class and everything like that. Really not worth my time. Alright guys, we'll let the music play out, and that completes the entire thing. And as you can see, I mean, we're looking at the time right now. 2 hours and 20 minutes is how long this entire session that we recorded was. With all the talking we did and everything like that, you know we did this in a little bit faster time. So this is probably about 2 hours and 10 minutes is probably what we ran this at. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Please hit the like, hit the sub, and if you've got questions on the whole thing, please drop me a message and let me know. I know that some of you out there really don't like it, and I do get it. I completely understand. But if you do like it, and you have enjoyed it, and you have some things and some ideas, please drop a comment in. Questions, anything like that, I really appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for watching me the last couple days on Twitch, and we will see you again on the upcoming Wednesday night. Now, this is being recorded on the 15th of February of 2026, so that's where this message pertains to. This pertains to the 18th is when I will be streaming next over on YouTube. Again, thank you very much for watching. Hit the like, hit the sub, and we will see you guys again next time. Now, we're going to go ahead and do the old... Hold on a second. We got our emotes, right? I usually wave goodbye, but let's go ahead and do the new one. Toot toot. Take care, everybody.